So do you remember the early 80s where they had a lot of these like sort of raunchy teen comedies that littered the screen? You had Screwballs, Meatballs, Joysticks, Zapped, like Hot Dog, like all these like, kids trying to get out there and have fun and get laid. Well, we got one for you today. What's up, guys, and welcome back to Beyond the Void Horror Podcast. My name is Alex, and today we have a spoiler-free review and an unboxing of an unearthed classic called Homework, which is a raunchy sex teen comedy from 1982, getting its first debut release on Blu-ray. You can also get the DVD from Unearthed on this one, and I'll go over all the ingredients and everything in it and where you can pick it up. There'll be links down below if you want to pick up a copy for yourself. MVD Entertainment sent this out by way of Unearthed for me to check out. We do cult on this channel, and I was happy to check it out because I haven't watched one of these kind of films in a very long time. So let's talk about what I think about the movie first, and then we'll get into the extras. So yeah, this is a movie that was directed by James Bashirs, who ended up doing one movie his entire career as director. He predominantly did like editorial and sound work on a lot of movies for a lot of years. This was also produced by Max Rosenberg, who was a pretty popular name in the movie industry, particularly in the horror genre, like The Melting Man, Bloody Birthday, like Cat People. He's done a lot of different movies, including the Tales from the Crypt movie from 1972 and The Vault of Horror, which were based off of those comics at the time. So what is Homework from 1982 all about? Well, it's about kids trying to get laid, essentially. What else do they do? I'm telling you, these were always in the rental stores all over the place that you could watch them. They always played late night on Cinemax, or as we called it, Skinemax back in the day. I have a lot of friends who collect VHS tapes, and a lot of them specifically are looking for titles like this one, Homework, which I never got to see this one. I saw many of those other films back in the day. I think Meatballs and Porky's and stuff like that was probably more like, reachable for me because I think it was a little bit more mainstream. My dad had some beta copies and things like that. And yeah, this is definitely in that vein of storytelling. It's following this kid named Tommy, who is just chock full of daydreaming about sex. And he suddenly decides that, I don't know what to do with my life, and I just want to get laid. And that's all I can think about. He goes to the therapist at the school and even daydreams about sex in there. He's just constantly riddled with it in these daydream moments, which, kind of fill the screen. And there is a backstory where Tommy is trying to get into this band, so he starts listening to music that's around at the time. He says that the lyrics suck. He decides to write his own lyrics. His friend writes a keyboard riff to it, and off they go to be in the band called The Fly. Not flies that are flying around, although they end up being that, but they meant The Flies.
I ate asparagus.
How appropriate. Tommy has a crush, of course, on this other girl who doesn't want anything to do with him because she's so obsessed with her swimming. So he, of course, tries to keep getting her into the band and getting her to come to the show. And, there's this whole group of people that start making the band. And the funny thing is, he's not even in the lead of the band. He's the leader of the band, but you don't even see him sing or do anything until later, where he's playing guitar. One of those moments is in like a daydream where women are like fawning over him and kissing him and tearing their clothes off around him. There's a lot of nudity in this movie, a lot of breasts mostly. Other than that, it's pretty harmless. There are some sex scenes in the movie, but they're really short-lived. There's one big one that is taking place with an older woman. There's a lot of suggestive situations where older women are, teaching kids, and it's kind of weird that they'd be doing this at like 8 or 9 o'clock at night. This is the early 80s, and you would not see that kind of movie nowadays. Although we did see a surge of it, I guess, in the 2000s, right? You know, like with Road Trip or Van Wilder, I guess, is probably one of those movies where they're all sex filled and they're out there trying to get laid. Some of the actors in this movie are pretty famous too. And they didn't know that they were going to be having essential stunt cocks do their work in it sometimes. Specifically, Joan Collins, who's one of the main stars in this movie. She plays the mother of this girl. She has a scene where they have a replacement, a girl who fills in to do all the nude scenes and stuff. Only they didn't tell Joan Collins. So she had a group of the people that were in the movie to sue this movie literally the night before that this was going to go to the theaters, which probably made it a bigger deal and probably made it more money. I think just met its budget worldwide. It wasn't a huge hit, and a lot of people weren't really fond of this one. It definitely is nostalgic for that particular type of movie and that particular style of nostalgia. Not exactly funny. It kind of reminded me of Dazed and Confused because some of the moments are very harmless and they're just kids going out trying to have fun and party, and it's really not that bad. I know that a lot of people are like, oh, unearthed, right? So this is going to have like August Underground levels of debauchery, right? No, it's definitely not going to be like that. This is a very light, you know, it'd be PG-13 if it wasn't for all the like breasts in the movie, okay? And the sex scene that happens by the end of the movie, the big payoff for Tommy, you know? Surprise, you're going to find out who that is. There's Joan Collins, who was playing in Dynasty at the time. We got Lee Purcell, who was in Big Wednesday. Carrie Snodgrass from Diary of a Mad Housewife. Wings Hauser is in this movie, playing, of course, a really, horny old man who's in a band. And we got Betty Thomas from True Beverly Hills. The comedy is a lot lighter on this one, but the acting is definitely pulled directly out of a time capsule. And the sort of type of film that this is very much a cult classic time capsule nostalgia sex comedy. If you're into those kind of films, this might be right up your alley. Honestly, I wasn't like blown away by this one, but if I had to compare it to other movies that I have seen in this specific sort of sex teen comedy of that era, I would say it's probably about a 5.5 out of 10. You know, there are moments in the film that were enjoyable. It was kind of like weird thinking back to how things were back then. I didn't not enjoy my time, even if it wasn't specifically for me. Some people say it's the worst movie ever made. Honestly, it's really not. It's just very average, especially for those types of films at the time. So, but yeah, if you like to collect stuff and you want to collect something that's like brand new to the Blu-ray market, you can pick this up on Blu-ray or DVD. Now I'm going to go over some of the ingredients in this film, see what's inside. Now, homework comes with a slipcase, so if you get it early, you can get it with the slipcase. Here, it has pretty much the same artwork that's on the inside, but you know, a lot of people like the slipcases now, which is so funny because I remember when they first came out, everybody was like, what do I do with these things? And now you gotta sit, now they're selling them for like $30 on fucking eBay for some movies. I don't know, whatever. Anyway, you got this, you got homework with the Unearthed Classics under the bottom there. Same artwork on the back and everything like that. I kind of love the intro of this movie. They show like, they have different ways that you can like name sexually transmitted diseases like haircut, straw, old Joe, morning drop, clap, gleet,
a dose, gonorrhea.
Hey, gonorrhea.
No art on the other side, but you know, it is very limited on the ingredients in here. Most of it is just promotional stuff for Unearthed, but they do have an interview with legendary producer Max Rosenberg on here, which is actually pretty interesting. And then they have the promotional gallery and trailers of other movies that you might want to pick up as well. But yeah, overall, I mean, it's kind of what I expected from this film. I wasn't blown away by it, but this is definitely a very niche kind of market, especially nowadays. Probably most of the older people would be into this. I don't think it's as highly sexual as anything. You know, it's not like, I mean, maybe if like a 12-year-old watched this or something, it would be
Wow.
But yeah, MVD, thanks for sending this out to me. On Earth, thank you. Big fans of them as well. You know, they're very, very big supporters, both of them on the channel here, and we definitely support them. So if you consider buying a movie, consider buying from them. They have been supporting this channel for quite a while now. But yeah, all the links to everything is down below. If you want to pick it up, it's coming out June 25th. So get your rulers out, measure your penises, and get your daydreaming on with a lot of loaded
Sex.
But yeah, thank you guys. I hope you enjoyed that. You know, it was kind of interesting to watch stuff like that. I really like challenging myself to watch stuff that I normally wouldn't watch, because I think that's what makes me a better reviewer for you guys. Kind of just like go down these weird avenues with you. But let me know in the comment section down below. Did you watch any of these kind of movies when you were younger? What was your favorite like teen sex comedy? Were you only privy to the ones in the 2000s? And let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Thanks for coming by, and as always,
Long live the void.
beyond